getting them back. Everybody thinks they're the perfect parent. Then CPS knocks on their door. You find out real quick. You only have a 33% chance of reunifying if CPS gets their hands on your kids. Don't let them get your kids. You don't stand a chance at getting them back. I'm begging you. They'll feed you all kinds of shit you can't get done, but you'll be running this way, that way, 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 this way, that way. And by the time you're done, your head's spinning and you forgot about your kid. This is only 4.5 seconds. Imagine a lifetime without your kid. The best piece of advice I can give you is shut your mouth. Do not talk to these people. Do not let them into your personal life because they will abuse that and use that against you, I promise. Caseworker fraud and stealing children is nothing new. It's been going on for a long time. So don't think that your case is a slam dunk because the caseworker lied 57 times on the narrative. Come up with something better. Make sure you write things down. Always write it down. I'm not just saying this because I want to hear myself talk. I'm saying this to help you guys. You need to understand that these people are evil. Caseworkers come straight from hell. I kid you not. These are the most evil beings that you will ever come across in your lifetime. Do not give them any leniency. None. I don't care that you were Mr. and Mrs. Popular in high school. It doesn't matter here. These caseworkers, as much as you may seem like they are, they're not your friends. Believe me, they are not. Don't tell them a thing. If you let them in your house, you've opened the door to something that will never be stopped. Don't open the door. It's worse than a nightmare. When they open that door, they have access to your child. They have access to your children. They have access to your world. And believe me, when it's gone and you can't get it back, it hurts like hell. I'm only telling you guys because my days go on and on and on and on because I too thought I was a great parent. Now, look at me. I'm a nobody by myself. Fuck CPS.
They are taking our kids every day. I shout them in and no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallet. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeve. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She is tired of our kids being taken, god damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher is screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids, pictures held up like thin tags. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with high speed. We will do so much being together. Birds of a feather fly together. So watch out CPS, here we come. Picking you one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. Give us back the kids you have taken. Tiff the Punisher, sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows, and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what truth stands for. This is Tiff and the Punisher warrior, and we cry out to all of you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping. Stop it.
Wow, all right, that was a flawless one. That was good.
That was funny. When you came on with that mask,
Yeah, a little blinking. Be a little festive for the Halloween, right? It's not scaring anybody too much, right? It's not. No one's not too. It's not even scary, is it? I
it's
don't even know
fine.
what's scary anymore. I don't even know what the hell works and kids use. It's probably old fashioned. Tiff, say hello to your fan club. They're all waiting. They all are waiting for you. She has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. She's in the building. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's cute though.
Yeah, it is nice, right? It's and it must not just blink all the time. I would think.
Doesn't that mess with your eyes though?
No, they're little slits. See?
Oh, okay. Oh, it's on the outside.
Yeah, my eyes are on the inside.
Oh my.
Yep. So what's going on, Tiff? Got anything good today?
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you are. If you're the principal and the teacher at my grandson's school, it wasn't a
Oh
very
yeah.
good day for you.
Yeah, they went home with a little scorning on their bums.
Yeah. And that was
Yeah.
just from the sugar coated one, not
Oh,
the no filter, no hold bar. That they've already been told if I have to come, it's a wrap.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They've been pre-warned.
Yep.
Yep. So, did you go?
Oh no, if there's another problem, I'm going.
Does the principal get scared of you? Are they like, whoa, 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 whoa? We don't need this lady coming in here.
They haven't dealt with me yet, but the school board knows who I am.
I'm sure the school board knows who you are, and I'm sure every member on the school board knows who you are. I mean, you're in newspaper articles saying that this system is. Oh, want to tell everybody what happened to us today? Both of us.
So I'm on the phone with Darren, and I go to look I don't know what I was doing, but I hit the American Bar Association, and I was blocked. Oh my God. So I tried to get in like 4 different ways. And Darren checks his, and he's blocked too.
Yeah. Lost my bar membership and everything. Gone. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it happened. We're done. The bar no longer. So that just means we're on the right path with what we're doing. I mean, how the hell did they block us? I don't even understand how they got our IP addresses, let alone everything. Like, how did that even happen?
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna try and get back on again.
Yeah, if it's still blocked, then it's real. Because we said earlier, maybe it was a
A glitch. Let's see. Oh my God.
Oh, good. All right. So it was a glitch. Phew.
Oh,
All right.
God, I thought I really did something.
Well, I thought it was very serious to have both of our IP addresses that we couldn't even get around a different phone. So, all right. Well, that's good. That makes me feel better.
Me
'Cause
too.
I
So
was
you
really
didn't
worried.
lose it.
That was some serious look over your shoulder shit if you that happened. Oh, Debbie, I'm sorry. Debbie is still not seeing her son, and her daughter hasn't seen her son. TFI is not called.
We're gonna take care of that on Monday.
There we go. Monday, Debbie. Gonna handle that business. Whew, boy, I feel better about that American bar thing.
Oh, me too.
But I was starting to feel like, wow, that's badass. Like, we got the bar, you know, I mean, what are we on the scale of things? The bar suspended us? Are you kidding me? Now I'm like, yep, back to being normal, being a nobody. Thanks for noticing me.
Yeah, right.
I know it. I know. So, oh yeah, Chris is here. Hello, Chris. We got Chris here. Cricket's in the house. Debbie's here. You want to bet on Gunner showing up today? What do you think the odds of a Gunner are?
Oh, he might. It's the day before Halloween. I mean, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be funny if he came in and took off his outfit and he was really somebody else? Like it wasn't Gunner at all. I seen a video of his that he did like 8 months ago. That was pretty good, where he was calling out the Tennessee Department of Health and Human Services. It was a pretty good video. He was sitting by himself in like one of those school desks. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it was pretty good. So that validated him. And yeah, he was crying. It was pretty good. Let me see if I can find the video actually. You know, it was in true Gunner fashion. So, what else? Is anybody out there going Halloweening or whatever they call it, trick or treating? You're going trick or treating? You are too. You push the kids right down, don't you? And steal the candy from them.
No, I make them go get all the candy and then I let my husband eat it.
Do you replace the candy? Do you get it and let them get candy and then change it all out and get new candy for them?
No, they'll get candy for Halloween, and then in their little Christmas stockings, when Santa comes, he gives them candy.
Yeah, but do you give them the candy that they get out of the street?
I do, but we check it first. If anything is open or doesn't look right, we get rid of it.
Yeah, don't take the apples. People are giving those away. That's
We don't
ridiculous.
take any fruit. If it's not wrapped up, we're not taking it.
Yeah. Condoms and pencils. You know, that's probably about what they should be giving away, but even those are kind of dangerous, you know?
And to be honest with you, if the school hadn't have said shit, oh, tomorrow's Halloween, I wouldn't even be going trick-or-treating tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. What are the boys going to be?
One's gonna the little 35-pound dude last night. He's gonna be SpongeBob, and Kingston wants to be a dinosaur. So I bought him a dinosaur outfit.
Oh, did you get him one of them T-Rex ones that he's like a big T-Rex inside of it? Did you really? Like the huge thing? He's like a big.
Oh no, you're talking about the inflatable costume. Hell no.
Why not? You could have worn it after.
No, because this is the thing with him. If he really likes something, he doesn't like taking it off.
I wouldn't want to take that off either.
This dude wore his rain boots to bed for a week. We couldn't even, he would wake up if we took them off.
That's awesome. That's so funny. That is funny. Man, that's funny stuff.
So tomorrow we'll have to
Oh,
do the
yeah.
show at 7:30.
All right, we'll be late tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'll come on at 7:30 because I'm going to take them out at 6:30. Let them walk around. Well, I'm only going to like 7 houses.
That's what you think. They're not little kids anymore. They see all these other little kids running around in outfits. They ain't gonna go charging for them. They're gonna follow the crowd. All the little dinosaurs and SpongeBobs will be running around together.
Oh God.
Yep.
It's funny.
Wow,
Did you get the Constitution that I sent you?
I did.
So play it.
What do you mean play it? Video? The video?
Yeah. All it is talking.
All right. Hold on.
I watch this every night. I go to sleep listening to this.
Do you really?
Yes.
I don't doubt that for 1 minute. Whoa, I'm almost leaving here. I don't do that. I almost checked out of here. Let's see. Right, you sent that to Abolish?
Yep, I sent it last night right after the show. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I see it. Hear the creepy music that we have going on here?
Yeah, you're all about Halloween, aren't you?
Whoa, look at me go. Ooh.
And then right after Halloween at midnight, all the stores are converting to Christmas.
Yeah, then it's Christmas. Absolutely. You know damn well it is, too. All right. Oh, look at that. Carrie's been making templates. Oh, wow. That's nice. Carrie's awesome. She does so much that I don't give her credit for, and I really should. She does so much stuff.
Well, she needs to send me some of those templates, too.
Yeah, she does so much behind the scenes. I always forget that she does all this stuff. I'm like, oh, wow. Human Rights, American Bar Association, United States Constitution. Here we go. I thought this was that. It's just a bill. All right. This is what we're going to get some popcorn, folks. We're going to watch the Constitution. On this Halloween Eve. All right. I'm going to get this going here. We're going to do some learning of the Constitution, folks. Because why? Because it's the supreme law of the land. That's why. Right, Tiff? There it is.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
Constitution of the United States of America. September 17, 1787.
Preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and...
Oh, shoot, fire. Did I do something? I did. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. My arm slipped or something. Here we go. We're back in.
The Constitution of the United States of America. September 17, 1787.
Preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1.
Article 1, folks.
Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained to the age of 25 years, and been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of the state in which he shall be chosen. Representatives and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states, which may be included within this Union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding to the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians not taxed, 3/5 of all other persons. The actual enumeration shall be made within 3 years after the first meeting of the Congress of the United States, and within every subsequent term of 10 years, in such manner as they shall by law direct. The number of representatives shall not exceed 1 for every 30,000, but each state shall have at least 1 representative. And until such enumeration shall be made, the state of New Hampshire shall be entitled to choose 3, Massachusetts 8, Rhode Island and Providence plantations 1, Connecticut 5, New York 6, New Jersey 4, Pennsylvania 8, Delaware 1, Maryland 6, Virginia 10, North Carolina 5, South Carolina 5, and Georgia 3. When vacancies happen in the representation from any state, the executive authority thereof shall issue writs of election to fill such vacancies. The House of Representatives shall choose their Speaker and other officers, and shall have the sole power of impeachment. Section 3. The Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state, chosen by the legislature thereof, for 6 years, and each senator shall have 1 vote. Immediately after they shall be assembled in consequence of the first election, they shall be divided as equally as may be into 3 classes. The seats of the senators of the first class shall be vacated at the expiration of the 2nd year, of the second class at the expiration of the 4th year, and of the 3rd class at the expiration of the 6th year, so that 1/3 may be chosen every 2nd year. And if vacancies happen by resignation or otherwise during the recess of the legislature of any state, the executive thereof may make temporary appointments until the next meeting of the legislature, which shall then fill such vacancies. No person shall be a senator who shall not have attained to the age of 30 years, and been 9 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state for which he shall be chosen. The Vice President of the United States shall be President of the Senate, but shall have no vote unless they be equally divided. The Senate shall choose their other officers, and also a President pro tempore, in the absence of the Vice President, or when he shall exercise the office of President of the United States. The Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. When sitting for that purpose, they shall be on oath or affirmation. When the President of the United States is tried, the Chief Justice shall preside, and no person shall be convicted without the concurrence of 2/3 of the members present. Judgment in cases of impeachment shall not extend further than to removal from office, and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. But the party convicted shall nevertheless be liable and subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment according to law. Section 4. The times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. But the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations, except as to the places of choosing senators. The Congress shall assemble at least once in every year, and such meeting shall be on the first Monday in December, unless they shall by law appoint a different day. Section 5. Each House shall be the judge of the elections, returns, and qualifications of its own members, and a majority of each shall constitute a quorum to do business. But a smaller number may adjourn from day to day, and may be authorized to compel the attendance of absent members, in such manner and under such penalties as each house may provide. Each house may determine the rules of its proceedings, punish its members for disorderly behavior, and with the concurrence of 2/3, expel a member. Each house shall keep a journal of its proceedings, and from time to time publish the same, excepting such parts as may, in their judgment, require secrecy. And the yeas and nays of the members of either house on any question shall, at the desire of 1/5 of those present, be entered on the journal. Neither house, during the session of Congress, shall, without the consent of the other, adjourn for more than 3 days, nor to any other place than that in which the two houses shall be sitting. Section 6. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services, to be ascertained by law, and paid out of the Treasury of the United States. They shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same. And for any speech or debate in either house, they shall not be questioned in any other place. No senator or representative shall, during the time for which he was elected, be appointed to any civil office under the authority of the United States, which shall have been created, or the emoluments whereof shall have been increased during such time. And no person holding any office under the United States shall be a member of either house during his continuance in office. Section 7. All bills for raising revenue shall originate in the House of Representatives, but the Senate may propose or concur with amendments as on other bills. Every bill which shall have passed the House of Representatives and the Senate shall, before it become a law, be presented to the President of the United States. If he approve, he shall sign it, but if not, he shall return it, with his objections to that House in which it shall have originated, who shall enter the objections at large on their journal, and proceed to reconsider it. If after such reconsideration 2/3 of that House shall agree to pass the bill, it shall be sent together with the objections to the other House, by which it shall likewise be reconsidered, and if approved by 2/3 of that House, it shall become a law. But in all such cases, the votes of both Houses shall be determined by yeas and nays, and the names of the persons voting for and against the bill shall be entered on the journal of each House respectively. If any bill shall not be returned by the President within 10 days, Sundays excepted, after it shall have been presented to him, the same shall be a law, in like manner as if he had signed it, unless the Congress by their adjournment prevent its return, in which case it shall not be a law. Every order, resolution, or vote to which the concurrence of the Senate and House of Representatives may be necessary, except on a question of adjournment, shall be presented to the President of the United States, and before the same shall take effect, shall be approved by him, or, being disapproved by him, shall be repassed by 2/3 of the Senate and House of Representatives, according to the rules and limitations prescribed in the case of a bill. Section 8. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. To borrow money on the credit of the United States. To regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes. To establish an uniform rule of naturalization and uniform laws on the subject of bankruptcies throughout the United States. To coin money, regulate the value thereof, and of foreign coin, and fix the standard of weights and measures. To provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities and current coin of the United States. To establish post offices and post roads. To promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. To constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court. To define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas, and offenses against the law of nations. To declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water. To raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years. To provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces. To provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. to provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed in the service of the United States, reserving to the states, respectively, the appointment of the officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by secession of particular states, and the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the election of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers, and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States, or in any department or officer thereof.
I was ready to catch up on that and comment on those things that we just heard. Are you down with that? You look like you're a little kid getting watching that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's the original Constitution, because if you read the updated version, it does not say 3/5. It doesn't have a lot of those words in it. That's the original.
I wanted you to comment on things first.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I wanted you to get up to par there on where we were, and then
Well-
we'll go to 79.
Well, that's fine, but pretty much it's telling you how the Congress works, what ages they have to be, how long they can serve. They have to live in that state for X amount of years before they can run, because they have to be a resident of that state. And if you notice that for money, it's all coins. It's not dollars. It's not paper money. And the other thing, and this is what the sovereign people live by, it used to be New York. Okay, that's where our nation's capital used to be. And then Washington and all them said, no, the District of Columbia is where we're going to be. So outside that 10-mile radius, right? Like everybody outside of 10 miles of DC, technically the federal government and Congress cannot rule. That's what it said.
So wait a minute, DC is its own little area,
It's not a state.
right?
So what the Constitution says is that Congress can only make laws within a 10-mile radius. And that excludes everybody except people within 10-mile radius of Washington, D.C. Of course, that's the older version. The newer ones, I mean, it says that, but, some of that stuff, it is what it is. I go on rights. And that's what I wanted to tell people too. I forgot that I told a couple of my people, when they're told that the Constitution doesn't apply in a judge's courtroom, I tell them to ask the judge if he's sure that's what he wants to say. And if he says yes, ask him one more time, are you really sure that's what you want to say? And if he says yes, to remind him that he is not covered under the 11th Amendment. Since the Constitution doesn't apply, his immunity does not apply.
That's right.
So go ahead.
All right. Get back at it. All right. And we're off.
The Supreme Court. To define and punish United States. To coin money, regulate the value thereof, and of foreign coin, and fix the standard of weights and measures. To provide for the punishment of counterfeiting the securities and current coin of the United States. To establish post offices and post roads. To promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. To constitute tribunals inferior to the Supreme Court. To define and punish piracies and felonies committed on the high seas, and offenses against the law of nations. To declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water. To raise and support armies, but no appropriation of money to that use shall be for a longer term than 2 years. To provide and maintain a navy, to make rules for the government and regulation of the land and naval forces. To provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. To provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as may be employed in the service of the United States, reserving to the states, respectively, the appointment of the officers and the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. To exercise exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district, not exceeding 10 miles square, as may, by secession of particular states, and the acceptance of Congress, become the seat of the government of the United States, and to exercise like authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same shall be, for the election of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings, and to make all laws which shall be necessary and proper for carrying into execution the foregoing powers, and all other powers vested by this Constitution in the government of the United States, or in any department or officer thereof. Section 9. The migration or importation of such persons as any of the states now existing shall think proper to admit shall not be prohibited by the Congress prior to the year 1808, but a tax or duty may be imposed on such importation, not exceeding $10 for each person. The privilege of the writ of habeas corpus shall not be suspended, unless when, in cases of rebellion or invasion, the public safety may require it. No bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. No capitation or other direct tax shall be laid unless in proportion to the census or enumeration herein before directed to be taken. No tax or duty shall be laid on articles exported from any state. No preference shall be given by any regulation of commerce or revenue to the ports of one state over those of another, nor shall vessels bound to or from one state be obliged to enter, clear, or pay duties in another. No money shall be drawn from the treasury, but in consequence of appropriations made by law, and a regular statement and account of the receipts and expenditures of all public money shall be published from time to time. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept of any present, emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Section 10. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. No state shall, without the consent of the Congress, lay any imposts or duties on imports or exports, except what may be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection laws, and the net produce of all duties and imposts laid by any state on imports or exports shall be for the use of the Treasury of the United States, and all such laws shall be subject to the revision and control of the Congress. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state or with a foreign power, or engage in war unless actually invaded, or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. Article 2. Section 1. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and, together with the Vice President, chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Each state shall appoint, in such manner as the legislature thereof may direct, a number of electors, equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. But no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. The electors shall meet in their respective states, and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of whom one at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. And they shall make a list of all the persons voted for, and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign and certify, and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the vote shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the President, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed. And if there be more than one who have such majority, and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them for President. And if no person have a majority, then from the 5 highest on the list, the said House shall in like manner choose the President. But in choosing the President, the vote shall be taken by states, the representation from each state having one vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every case, after the choice of the President, the person having the greatest number of votes of the electors shall be the Vice President. But if there should remain 2 or more who have equal votes, the Senate shall choose from them by ballot the Vice President. The Congress may determine the time of choosing the electors, and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. No person, except a natural-born citizen, or a citizen of the United States, at the time of the adoption of this Constitution, shall be eligible to the office of President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years, and been 14 years a resident within the United States. In case of the removal of the President from office, or of his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office, the same shall devolve on the Vice President, and the Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability, both of the President and Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President, and such officer shall act accordingly, until the disability be removed, or a President shall be elected. The President shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation, which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for which he shall have been elected. And he shall not receive within that period any other emolument from the United States, or any of them. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation: I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Section 2. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States, and of the militia of the several states, when called into the actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. He shall have power, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties, provided 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate, and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of departments. The President shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate, by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session. Section 3. He shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the state of the Union, and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses, or either of them, and in case of disagreement between them with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Article 3. Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the Supreme and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall, at stated times, receive for their services a compensation, which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. Section 2. The judicial power shall extend to all cases of law and equity arising under this Constitution, the law and treaties made or which shall be made under their authority, to all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, to all cases of admiralty and maritime jurisdiction, to controversies to which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between two or more states, between a state and citizens of another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state claiming lands under grants of different states, and between a state or the citizens thereof and foreign states, citizens or subjects. In all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers and consuls, and those in which a state shall be party, the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. In all the other cases before mentioned, the Supreme Court shall have appellate jurisdiction, both as to law and fact, with such exceptions and under such regulations as the Congress shall make. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trial shall be held in the state where the said crimes shall have been committed. But when not committed within any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress may, by law, have directed. Section 3. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act, or on confession in open court. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainder of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person attained. Article 4. Section 1. Full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state, and the Congress may by general laws prescribe the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved, and the effect thereof. Section 2. The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of citizens in the several states. A person charged in any state with treason, felony, or other crime, who shall flee from justice and be found in another state, shall on demand of the executive authority of the state from which he fled, be delivered up, to be removed to the state having jurisdiction of the crime. No person held to service or labor in one state, under the laws thereof, escaping into another, shall, in consequence of any law or regulation therein, be discharged from such service or labor, but shall be delivered up on claim of the party to whom such service or labor may be due. Section 3. New states may be admitted by the Congress into this Union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other state, nor any state be formed by the junction of two or more states, or parts of states, without the consent of the legislatures of the states concerned, as well as of the Congress. The Congress shall have power to dispose of and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States. And nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to prejudice any claims of the United States or of any particular state. Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this Union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence. Article 5. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or, on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes, as part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states, or by conventions in 3/4 thereof, as the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment which may be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state, without its consent, shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. Article 6. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made, under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding. The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several state legislatures, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. Article 7. The ratification of the conventions of 9 states shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution between the states, so ratifying the same.
Amendments. Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. No soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in the manner to be prescribed by law. Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Amendment 5. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia, when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Amendment 6. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial, by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Amendment 7.
Trial by jury in civil court.
In suits at common law, where the value of controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Amendment 8. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. Amendment 9. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. Amendment 10. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Amendment 11. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity, commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Amendment 12. The electors shall meet in their respective states, vote by ballot for president and vice president, one of whom at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves. They shall name in their ballots the person voted for as president, and in distinct ballots the person voted for as vice president, and they shall make distinct lists of all persons voted for as president and of all persons voted for as vice president, and of the number of votes for each, which lists they shall sign and certify, and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes for President shall be the President, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have such majority, then from the persons having the highest numbers not exceeding 3 on the list of those voted for as President, the House of Representatives shall choose immediately by ballot the President. But in choosing the President, the votes shall be taken by states, the representation from each state having 1 vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. And if the House of Representatives shall not choose a president whenever the right of choice shall devolve upon them, before the 4th day of March next following, then the Vice President shall act as President, as in the case of the death or other constitutional disability of the President. The person having the greatest number of votes as Vice President shall be the Vice President, if such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if no person have a majority, then from the 2 highest numbers on the list, the Senate shall choose the Vice President. A quorum for the purpose shall consist of 2/3 of the whole number of senators, and a majority of the whole number shall be necessary to a choice. But no person constitutionally ineligible to the office of President shall be eligible to that of Vice President of the United States. Amendment 13. Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States, or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Amendment 14. Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state.
All right, Tiff, I got to wrap for the next show, and I know you got to get that little one to bed. We'll see you all tomorrow night, same time, same place. Bye-bye.
7:30 tomorrow.
7:30, that's trick or treat. All right.